What's happening, Siggy? Is your Siggy butt brained? Is your butt full of Siggy brains? I don't know. How are you doing? It's about 3:12 in the morning here. I fell asleep in the middle of well, not in the middle of the show, but like pretty early because I was tired from the show. It was around like 8:30 p.m. Just fell asleep on this couch where Kana is now because I was tired and no one was here. And yeah, so I don't know. The show's going pretty well. It's not like a ton of people coming all the time. Like there's a lot of downtime, but it seems like most of the people that have come have bought something. So it's like a lot less stress for equal gain, whereas in a place like Design Festa, you have to talk to like every last person that comes in, and then like 99% of them don't buy anything. But here it's like pretty much, no one would come unless they were like specifically invited for a reason. So yeah, they all kind of buy at least a print or something. So I would say it's going pretty well. Today is gonna be the second to last day, and yeah, I kind of gave you a little tour last time we talked, but can do a little quick walkthrough. And I'm also working on that stop motion. That's a really good idea you had. Thank you for that, because otherwise the whole documentation of it would have just been like this video that I'm doing now, which I'm sure isn't like gonna be high enough quality to show to potential galleries or whatever kind of connection. But the stop motion idea almost feels like a real portfolio that's just like a video version. So yeah, during the show I've been having some of my animations playing on these 3 computer monitors. It's my dad's like work computer normally, but kind of readapted it. And now I'm just like pressing random buttons, so that's fun. But yeah, I have some of my little books here that I made. I don't know if you ever saw this one. I made it for Kazumi's class when I was taking classes online from California, and really missing Japan. But it's like a folding book. I don't know how I'm gonna hold my phone. Maybe I'll just put it on the table here. So it like folds up kind of normal at first, but then once you're done, it has like this little triangle in it. And the reason for that is because it's actually a Mobius strip. So I don't know if you know what a Mobius strip is, but it's like a one-sided object basically. Like it doesn't have a front or a back. And you make that by like twisting it around itself. So I just made I replaced a couple of the sheets of paper with this fabric so that it has like a twist in it. And when it's all spread out like this, it's a Mobius strip. It's one-sided. There's no front or back. And I wish the light wasn't so shitty here. Maybe I'll do this somewhere else. Hold on 1 second. I'm like holding my phone upside down and shit. I'm sorry, this is terrible. Maybe the light will be better here. But, so basically, like, I can keep going around and I'll come back to this same part. So take note of where I am now, and then I'm gonna like flip through the whole thing. And eventually, it's just eventually you'll see like the thing that we started on again after having seen the opposite side of it. So yeah, this is where we started, I think, somewhere around here. And I don't know, this is probably not a good demonstration. I didn't really think this through, but you can like probably look up a way better demonstration of how a Mobius strip works. But this one is a book and a Mobius strip. But yeah. And here it is, like, all folded up again. The twist part makes a little, like, holder, kinda, like a thumb pocket. But I think you saw all these other books, probably. It's kinda all my Siggy Box books. Yeah, I have 4 so far. And then, this flip book, I kind of have it playing the animation on this computer next to the actual one, so. And then I have my portfolio. I was kind of hoping to, like, use this show to make a new version of this that's updated for all my new stuff, but I don't know. I put this sign out. I moved it around to a few different spots, and no one seems interested in pre-ordering the next edition, which is weird because, the ones I made in Japan sold in like a few days at my exhibition. They were like one of the more popular items. So I thought that, taking a little deposit and using that to make the next edition would work, but no one ordered one. So I don't even know if I should, or I don't know, maybe I should just make it myself and then try and take it to like some kind of publisher or something. But yeah, so far with my donations, I've raised about 800 for Gaza and 800 for myself. So seems pretty successful. Certainly makes me feel like less bad about selling some originals that I would be sentimental about if I'm like, maybe this original is like actually really helping someone who needs it. Feels better than just doing it for myself. This one's pretty popular in the show. People seem to like it. From Odwara. And I have a little typewriter as my sign-in sheet, but only like 3 people did anything about it, so I don't know. And I got some of the prints and stuff here. Our official greeter. And these are my new paintings from On Board the Ship. I probably showed you already. But I have all these ones on, like I filled the whole Matryoshka set, 2 sets in just that one day, plus this big one It was all the same day. So this might have been like the most paintings I've ever done in a day. I think it probably is. Yeah, they'll eventually get unstretched. The guy I told you about who let me on and wants this painting still hasn't come to the show yet. He said his kid is sick, so he might not be able to come because of that. But I would still really like him to see the work in person before I just like commit to giving him that one. I think at the end of the day I will end up doing it, but I'd like to make sure I can at least go regularly somewhat, not just like the one time. I don't think it's gonna be worth it for just one or two visits. I don't know if I ever showed you this guy. Made him when I was at main campus in like ceramics 1. That was the only level I got to. Yeah, I also made this guy over here in that same class. I would have made much cooler shit, but that class was like really heavily focused on just making like cups and plates and shit. And I don't know, I didn't really think that was super interesting. Like, it's good to learn the technique, but I would rather just make like sculptures, because that's the only time in my life basically I've ever had access to a ceramics studio. And making a bunch of circles doesn't really seem like a good use of that space and time, but at least I got to make a few cool things. So yeah, and then maybe one day I'll have access to another ceramic studio. On the night before the show started, there were some like crazy disasters that happened like with the setup. So I noticed that this window thing was a little bit crooked, like hanging down on the left. And then I went to look at it, and so these hooks here are screwed into like the lath, like the wood inside the wall. So I would think they would be strong enough to hold something even pretty heavy. But what had happened was it actually split the wood inside the wall on this side, and then like ripped a hole through it. So yeah, basically it like split the lath and then was just like really, really not well enforced at all on this side. Like, someone could have leaned on it and it would have fallen. So I frantically put this board in like the night before, and it seems to be holding it up a little bit better, but I'm still not like super convinced that it's strong enough. Might not keep this set up forever. But yeah, I think I showed you this guy with the hinge. What else? I was gonna show you the upstairs, but my mom just woke up because the light was on, so I don't know if I should. You might just... Well, I'll just do a quick, quiet walkthrough, and I'll show you the 3rd floor, and you can see the 2nd floor in the stop motion. This is my room. think this is the highest point of the house, so I wanted to put the flag up. Thought this was a good spot for it. I included this piece that was too controversial for the TUJ show that I initially made it for. And I actually sold a print of it today. So, yeah. It's interesting, like, certain people are attracted to different things. Like, a lot of people are way more attracted to my older stuff. And a lot of people aren't attracted to it at all. So, it's like, yeah, having a show like this really, like, where I just show everything, really kind of shows you how different people see the world. Different people see, your work. But not just your work. Like, I mean, I told you about the, like, weightlifting guy, He was literally, like, looking at everything except the work. Like, he was, like, poking his head through this door, like, looking into this, like, room that just has a bunch of shit in it. I mean, and then, like, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of goofy. Then taking a picture of the window, and then lifting a 25-pound weight. But what are you gonna do? I think these two paintings are a really similar composition. I didn't do it on purpose. I noticed it like a few months after I finished the second one, how similar they were. So I like to hang them together. And this one even, like, I feel like they fit together physically too. So, yeah. This might have been one of my first plein air paintings. It's before I did oil. So this one's acrylic. But yeah, the stop motion's definitely gonna have, like, better images. And I totally agree about the pausing for 1 second for each image. That was kind of my original intention, but it's like when I'm editing video, I can't really see it until I export the file. Like, it's like really, really choppy before that, so kind of have to make like a bunch of rough drafts to know what's happening, because it's too choppy to display the file in the video editor program. Okay, so I guess it's about that time to get to this guy now. When I was looking at the image, I wasn't really sure if I should make this like the left eye or the right eye. But then it just kind of printed out a little bit off center, which I guess makes sense because I didn't look at the print orientation or anything, but I feel like it makes more sense as the left eye now. So if I can figure out a way to prop my phone near it, I will do that so you can see what I'm doing. You know what, maybe I'll just have like it zoomed in, kind of like move around as I do it, and then I'll zoom out and show you the final result. So yeah, I think this is gonna have to be his left eye because of the page orientation, using this random cup as a tripod. So that's what's in the corner here. And I'm actually like, the phone is like blocking the actual drawing when I like show it, but that could be kind of a cool challenge to like draw it through the phone camera. So I'm gonna try to do that. Might come out a little weird, but what the heck, it already looks weird. So nowhere to go but up. This is really kind of trippy to draw through the camera because I can't actually like see how far the pen is from the paper. Like, I don't have the same kind of depth perception that I usually have. And the phone's also blocking like other parts of the drawing that, you know, aren't necessarily where I'm drawing, but you kind of have to like see him to get it proportionately accurate or whatever. But he's already not proportionally accurate, so he's just gonna be like really weird looking, and that's fine. I think most people, when they draw a face, draw the eyes first. When I was a little kid, I used to usually draw the eyebrows before I drew the eyes, because I thought that, like, I don't know, I wanted to indicate the emotion, I guess. And I always thought like having like the angry eyebrows or the sad eyebrows or the surprised eyebrows or whatever, you know, that's like the easiest way to show it. But definitely now I do more like the face structure to show that, you know. So the eyebrows and even the eyes have become more of an afterthought. But, you know, for like this kind of drawing, it's not supposed to be anything close to realistic. And sometimes that's fun. But yeah, this like, not like it, I guess I should look at the shadow to see if it's touching, but like, I feel like that's touching, but then it's not. It's like a tiny bit away from it. So it's hard to like know exactly where I'm gonna draw just doing it through the camera. still drawing through the phone, but now I'm just holding it. So I'm kind of confused about what's happening here. I guess it's like his nose, but then it turns into like this blob under his eye. So, I don't know, maybe you can figure that out on your turn if you want to. This is, yeah, this is what I'll leave you with. Take a little picture of it too, just in case. And yeah, I think this is probably one of the longer videos I've done for one of these calls, so probably wrap it up pretty soon. You can watch Kana eat some pretzel if you want to, and then I'll call it a night. She doesn't even want to eat pretzel. Huh. Too sleepy for pretzel. Well, maybe I'll just like leave it for her. She can have it in the morning if she wants. Put it in her bowl. That was Who's Ready for Pork kind of ending, if I ever knew one. Oh wait, and now that it's in a bowl, she's gonna come over for it. Because, yeah, that makes perfect sense. You know, the same exact thing that she just rejected. Just has to come over and check it out. Because she's a sweet little puppy. But, yeah. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Aoshima, and gotta figure out like where I'm gonna sleep when I go back to Japan, because I feel like we won't just be in Ogashima forever, you know. So I don't know if we could crash on your couch, but it would be nice if I could. I'd like to have like more exhibitions in Tokyo while I'm there. If I'm gonna make the trip out there anyway, you know. I feel like I should stay the full 3-month tourist visa, and that should give me enough time to do at least like 2 or 3 exhibitions in addition to the trip. Make it really worthwhile, you know. So hopefully that'll work out. And yeah, I'll talk to you soon, I hope. Have a good day or night or whatever time you're watching this. And yeah, talk to you soon.